Good morning, precious people. Here we are together, another fresh day. And I want you to take a deep breath with me. Let's check in with ourselves. I'm feeling really good, relaxed. I like that. I want you to know that you are irreplaceable with your own unique experiences, wisdom, and light that you bring into the world. Whether you're sipping your first cup of coffee, I have that crystal water again, this time in a cute bottle. Look at that. It's like all diamond looking. Water. Whether you're sipping your first cup of coffee, easing into your morning routine, or already deep into work, I'm so grateful you're here with me. Today is a gift. Such a gift. A brand new page filled with possibility. Let's open it with kindness and curiosity. While we chat, let's remember that we're still growing and learning. So grab your favorite mug and let's welcome this day with open hearts and gratitude, because every morning it's a chance to learn a little more. So I'm so happy you're here. I have probably something to talk about today that most likely finds its way into every little episode. Something about mindfulness. I feel like I've mentioned it several times already, and it's important. And when I had my husband on here on my Monday episode, I was trying to get him to talk. We were at the airport. So much was going on that was so funny. And what happened? Oh, I was trying to get him to talk about his morning and evening routine, but he committed to praying to God 3 times a day, and he's made it to twice now. And I would call it a meditation. And that's meditation, prayer, all that is really a form of mindfulness where you can sit with your own thoughts. And sometimes I feel like when it's prayer, it's not even your own thoughts. Like you can be inspired. If you don't believe in a God, it's like this internal voice that can tell you, guide you. I truly believe that is God speaking to us. So I have an idea here called breaking the cycle of time famine. Do you have a time famine? Like you get, oh my goodness, we get so busy. There's a week and a half ago, someone was saying, well, what'd you do this week? I'm like, what did I not do this week? I even had to say no several times to someone who was asking me for help. And I felt like I meant to do some work for the place where I volunteer at home, and I just didn't even have a chance to sit down at my computer and do this task that I needed to do. So I kept pushing it off. I'm like, okay, well, next week. Finally, I did it while I was sitting at the airport this Monday morning. I'm like, I gotta do it before I leave the country because I don't know if I'm gonna get internet or what it's gonna be like here. So we all feel that sometimes, this time famine where there's just not enough time, and what you put your attention on matters. You have to reclaim your attention, because we can be tossed to and fro. We can be running and running and running, and then we'll feel like I have no time, but you have the same amount of time. It's just where you focus your attention, that's where you'll get more work done. So I was going to ask you, is your mind full, or are you being mindful? Mindfulness. Like, is your brain just so full? Oh my goodness. I don't know if anyone else has felt that, where I feel stuffy in my head just because I'm holding all this stuff in my head. I'm like, oh, I got to think about this and think through this problem. I have that. Like we went to Amazon last week, me and a group of ladies, and I had someone who was constantly texting me, messaging me. She's like, do you think we're leaving early enough? Whose car are we taking? How many people are there going to be? I'm like, well, whoever shows up. And then we'll just decide, what car we're going to take. Like, let's take it easy. Let's not over pre-plan it. Sometimes things come up. People miss these events or they have to cancel at the last minute. I'm not going to be too worried. So I was trying to take it easy on this lady, or try to model for her. Like, let's not just build it all up in our mind and worry about it. So today, let's learn to sit on the riverbank of our thoughts. Have you heard of that? Mindfulness and meditation, very important to bring yourself into the moment, and you have a chance to kind of observe your thoughts. And I think that's what sitting on the riverbank of our thoughts is really saying. So not every thought deserves a reaction or emotion. You can observe your thoughts coming into your mind without reacting to them or having an emotional reaction, I guess, and you can let that thought go. So, learn how being where your feet are can actually change the physical structure of your brain. Being where your feet are. Boy, this has a lot of, already this episode has a lot of little sayings, Be where your feet are. Sit on the banks of your thoughts. I like it. Being mindful, not having your mind full of things. Boy, I don't know. I'm just feeling so chill today. This feels, I hope you're feeling it too, just kind of a relaxation of your mind. Mindfulness, just being present, being where your feet are, being in the moment. And that's where the moments I feel I can connect with my thoughts a lot more effectively. So if I'm trying to figure something out, trying to meditate on something, you can be in the quiet stillness. I guess that's what I'm really feeling right now, is this quiet stillness. I'm loving it. The World Happiness Report is focusing heavily on the link between social media and subjective well-being. I don't know if you guys already know where I'm going with this, but from the introduction of Facebook and what was the one before that? MySpace, then Twitter, which is now X, Instagram. Oh my goodness. I could just start listing all these social media platforms. I don't have a lot of experience with a lot of them. Rumble, Truth Social. What am I thinking? There's another one. Oh, I had it for like a minute and then got rid of it. There's a whole bunch of them where I've signed up and I'm like, I don't even really get how you use it or connect or, follow people. But it's been proven since those came into existence that your people's happiness can be affected by spending too much time on the social media platforms. So a lot of people, especially people who go to church, we're familiar in other Eastern religions and whatnot, are familiar with fasting and do a lot of fasting. A digital fast is highly recommended. Every once in a while, I do go back and forth in my personal accounts with deleting my whole account, leaving for a few years, coming back, checking in, reconnecting with people. I'll have it for maybe a year and then turn it back off again, because it's been proven that these social media platforms can make people unhappy, unfulfilled. And I'm trying to think of how that relates to mindfulness, because when you're in there and you're scrolling, I don't believe you're fully present. Your mind is somewhere else. And it's hard, I feel like, to truly feel that peace and happiness when you're kind of like your mind's detached from your body, right? And these social media platforms and websites, news websites, they have put so much money and effort into researching what brings us those dopamine hits that keeps you scrolling. So a lot of science and research went into keeping you on these platforms, keep you scrolling. So there is a movement called the digital detox. It's gained massive traction with many schools in St. Paul, Minnesota, and in the UK. They're implementing unplugged hours to combat student anxiety. So not only is it not making you happy, it's increasing your anxiety. Too much scrolling. I mean, we all know this now, but a lot of people in my generation, what were we, in our late 20s, when smartphones started coming out, and I remember the first time I realized what a problem cell phones could be was my husband and we were sitting at Piccolo's restaurant. I don't know if anyone remembers that. In Denver, South Denver, there's a little Italian restaurant. We had date night every week. That's something we commit to. So we were at Piccolo's, and my husband was sitting across the table from me. And, I'm like trying to have a normal conversation like we normally do. And he was in his phone scrolling and like, And I thought, this could be a marriage ender for a lot of people, like being shut out like that. It felt awful. So of course we talked about it. We understand now when the other needs to pick up their phone and check something. But and it's so cute. My husband's really sweet. I wish I could tell you what a good guy he is. All the sweet things he does. But now he's like, hey, I'm looking, Bob just texted me. Do you mind if something, if I respond, should I wait? And I'm like, oh no, of course. Thank you. But at least thank you for telling me what's going on. And we do that in the car. We do that whenever we're sitting together and we're not giving each other our full attention. Now we make sure to explain to the other one. So I guess being not just mindful in your own self, but in your conversation that you're in, you can be mindful that you're giving your full attention. That person is getting what they're giving. I mean, you want to reciprocate the attention someone's giving you, especially if they're sensitive to that kind of thing. So I know my husband knows I'm sensitive to being shut out or not talked to. A few months ago, I went out. Well, this is a tangent. I don't know how on topic. It's not on topic, but well, I guess it could be. Mindfulness, being mindful of your surroundings, other people's attention. I was at a table with about 8 women, and I'm sitting at the end, close to the end, and then someone's on the corner. Like I'm on the corner, someone's on the end, across me, the other corner. Someone's sitting next to me with their back turned to me, blocking my access to conversation to the rest of the table. And I took a video of it. It was funny because I had to show my husband. I'm like, I don't think a lot of people are aware of it. Until you point it out, sometimes people aren't aware. So I don't know how that came up into my mind, where it's like being mindful of the people around you, I guess, paying attention, being in the moment. So the National Institutes of Health had a study from UCLA. They've proven mindfulness meditation increases the density of gray matter. I feel like I just talked about this. The density of gray matter. That's right. Your brain surface is mostly the white matter. The insulated portion of the neurons inside is the gray matter that has more connections. So the density of gray matter in the hippocampus increases, and it reduces the size of the amygdala, which is your brain's fear center, your fight or flight, I believe. Oh no, sorry, that's something else. Your fear center is the amygdala. So daily meditation, and to me, meditation is prayer. Prayer is meditation. So in the Bible, it says in Psalm 46:10, it says, "Be still and know that I am God." That tracks. Be still. It's when in those quiet, mindful moments, you can actually know God. Instead of your mind racing back and forth, thinking about everything, trying to explain everything to yourself. So in the original text of the Bible, that word "be still" means to let go or release. And mindfulness is the spiritual practice of letting go of the future, of the past, and to be with the Creator in the now. Be where your feet are. We're sitting on that riverbank, just watching our thoughts. Just enter your mind and exit, just observing. That's what mindfulness, like a meditation, is. Now, I think I mentioned box breathing before. It's part of just a breathing technique where you inhale. Like, you'll take 4 seconds to inhale. You take 4 seconds to hold your breath. And then 4 seconds to release it. Then you wait 4 seconds. Then you do, it's like 4 seconds, 4 seconds, 4 seconds, 4 seconds. I actually had, when I taught kindergarten, the first grade, I had my kids do that to calm themselves down, focus themselves. Then there's also something you can do called a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 grounding exercise. Identify 5 things you see. So like right now, 5 things you see. I'm in a hotel room. I see a lamp. I see my perfume. I see the bed. I see the runner on the bed. I see windows. Now, 4 things you feel. I actually feel like a little itch in my back. My hair's on my neck. I actually have an itch on my face. I always do. And then feel like the hard wood floor beneath my feet. 3 things you hear. I hear, it's still kind of windy, the traffic I can hear outside. I hear a ringing in my ears. I always have ringing in my ears. Sometimes it's worse. It's not so bad now. Then I hear, every once in a while, I hear my chair creak. 2 things you smell. This desk has this wood smell to it. And also my shirt, I noticed when I pulled it out, I had a little perfumey smell on it. And 1 thing you taste, my water. So go through that practice in your day. Touch base with yourself. Don't judge your own feelings and thoughts. Just let them come and go. Experience the meditation you get with the Lord. I just want you to know you can keep learning and growing. And every day you can uncover something new. And I'm so happy you're here to share time with me today. I hope you have a great one. You are the Lord's precious ones. Take care. Have a great day. Bye.